Hello, welcome to our very first unit preview. If you are accessing this video, you're either a biology teacher or you are a leader that is supporting biology. Either way, you are welcome. This video will walk you through the teaching and learning highlights of the unit. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Sharla Iqbal and I am the biology and IB/ESS teacher at North Hills Preparatory. I'll also be serving as a biology CTL to guide and help teachers throughout the year to successfully complete the biology curriculum. The first question that we are going to address is, what is VUP? VUP stands for Virtual Unit Preview. It is pretty much a map for the teachers to achieve their goal. It is a tool to simplify their life and make students' learning meaningful. Let's look at 3 different scenarios. The first one being receiving a group of puzzles, scattered puzzles in large amounts, and they are facing downwards. These pieces could represent assessments, projects, tests, activities. Putting this all together and making something meaningful would probably be an impossible task. It could be extremely difficult to put things together for the students to learn and for the teacher's life to be simplified. The second scenario would be to have puzzle pieces face upside, right side up. So here you have someone provide you with all the resources like tests, projects, labs, activity. But now you have someone explain their relevance. And this might help you make them all fit together. In the third situation, the last situation is something where the CTL were to provide you the end goal. You can actually visualize what the unit looks like and what the experience of the students are going to be. So it is like a map that is laid out to you by the CTL as provided to you, and the puzzle pieces are put together or they are placed in a resource bank on Blackboard. So the purpose of this is to be like a puzzle with picture, so that you can visualize what the students should know and experience throughout the unit. A unit plan consists of 3 parts. Before we start exploring the 3 parts, let's talk about what is a unit plan. It is how we begin planning for a unit. It includes a vision for what we are going to teach over a few weeks around the central topic. In this case, it being cell biology. It covers the knowledge and skills that we are going to teach and how we are going to teach them. Unit plans also help us outline what we will teach each day before we write our daily lesson plans. They are based on our curricular documents and are aligned with our IB teaching practices. Unit plans facilitate lesson planning and ensure that all our lessons are organized, proceed logically, and move scholars towards the mastery of unit goal. So let's look at the general unit information that comprises of content area, grade level, the starting date, the duration, the title, and the name of the teacher. The next part comprises of global context. There are 6 prescribed global contexts, and there is a drop box that from where you can choose the global context that you think pertains to this particular unit. In this case, I have chosen identities and relationships, where the students will understand the importance of the cell organelles, their functions, and their contributions towards the whole cell or system. Each cell organelle has a unique identity and shares a relationship with its environment. So they will be able to explore it and apply it to the real world by making connections via the graphs task. If you look at this, important part of the stage 1 is statement of inquiry. This statement of inquiry pretty much encompasses the key concept, the related concepts, and the global context. The statement of inquiry for this unit is the relationship between the structure, function, and interactions of different parts contribute to the efficiency of a system. This statement of inquiry is connected to the specific unit but could also be applied to other disciplines. The next component of stage 1 is inquiry questions. There are 3 types: factual, conceptual, and debatable. A unit is supposed to have 3 to 5 concrete, right or wrong, factual questions that covers the most important knowledge of the unit. 2 to 3 how or why conceptual questions that involve application, analysis, or synthesis. 2 to 3 debatable questions which allows for scholars to use the knowledge gained in the unit to support an opinion or topic and engage in multiple perspectives. The next component of stage 1 is TEKS and vocabulary section. If you'd notice, all the TEKS listed in scope and sequence are listed by number and description. The readiness TEKS are bolded. Vocabulary terms are defined, and usually for the vocabulary terms, what I do before I start the unit is that I define it and I put it all over my room so that students get to see them as the unit is taught along, because these terms are new for them and it makes their life easy when they familiarize themselves with these terms and they're able to see them around the room throughout the unit. The next part is of knowledge and skills. Knowledge covers all that is listed on scope and sequence and provides details of key content. Skills are aligned to the prioritized skills listed in grade levels in scope and sequence. The next part is the interdisciplinary connection. It is said that the connection across disciplines should be something natural. It shouldn't be forced. What I feel about this unit is that there is an easy interdisciplinary connection between language A and mathematical applications. Another way to do it would be, for the grasp that we have, could be through professional communication, where students can hone their presentation skills, and also for those students who would like to make a poster, there could be a connection with the art teacher. Stage 2 is about how can we show what we have learned. This is done by the grasp task. Performance task allows for the scholars the opportunity to make relevant connections to the statement of inquiry and some inquiry questions. The task assessment allows scholars to apply their knowledge of at least 75% of the unit's content. Assessment criteria should follow MYP criteria and is modified to fit the specific task. So in this case, the students are going to come up with a cell analogy. They will have a goal, role, audience, situation, and a product at the end. Their goal is to plan and design a project along with the distribution of work and compare this distribution of work to the cell organelles and their function. Their role is to be the lead of the project design. The audience will be the team members, and the situation would be they are going to present the blueprint of their project and design explaining the space, structure, or function that they have chosen, and the product could either be a poster or a presentation based on their choice and their strength. This performance task will give the scholars an opportunity to see how any plan or design at different units and parts contribute to the whole system. The scholars will understand the importance of cell organelles, their function, and their contribution towards the whole system. Each organelle cell has a unique identity and shares relationship with its environment. Even in real world, all systems are made up of smaller parts with unique identity and share relationships with its immediate environment. Scholars will also identify two ways in which the efficiency of a cell can change.
Go.
The criteria used in this is criteria A, knowledge and understanding, where the students will explain the scientific knowledge and apply scientific knowledge and understanding to solve problems set in familiar and unfamiliar situations. The next slide is of the rubric. This rubric has been made on a scale of 0 to 8, where accomplished would be they would be able to earn between 7 to 8, competent 5 to 6, developing 3 to 4 points, and undeveloped would be 0 to 2. If you notice the third row, where the students have to make connections with the statement of inquiry, where they explain any two ways in which the efficiency of the cell may be changed. This is a task-specific rubric. You may change it as to your students' need. The next slide provides you examples of few cell analogies that the students had created. This is a city that shows different parts of the city that correlates to the cell organelles. The next one is a ship. Here too the students have chosen different parts of the ship and they have correlated it to different cell organelles. You will find this GRASP project along with the rubric and example in the resource bank on Blackboard. Now we come to stage 3, that is backwards planning. The first part of this is approaches to learning. Here I have chosen 5 of these. They are communication skills, critical thinking skills, transfer skills, thinking skills, and social skills. A lot of these would be honed throughout the unit, but a majority of them would be targeted using the GRASP task. Communication skills would be when they are reading and comprehending the content in the classroom. They could also be presenting their work or when they are working together as a team. Critical thinking would be to draw reasonable conclusions and generalizations during class tasks or during performance tasks. Transfer skills, where they apply skills and knowledge in unfamiliar situations. Scholars, they identify unfamiliar scenarios to plan and design a project. Thinking skills, where they apply existing knowledge to generate new ideas, products, or processes. And social skills would be listening actively to other perspectives and ideas when the peers present their project or during think, pair, share or class discussion. The next part is the learning experience and teaching strategies. This part should hook all scholars and hold their interest. It should equip scholars to perform assessment, organize instruction, to maximize the initial and sustained engagement as well as effective learning. A lot of this would be when you introduce the lesson or it could be a video or a demonstration or anything that engages the students and help them learn the content. Differentiation is necessary to reach all scholars. It could be done in multiple ways. It could be like grouping methods or different instructional practices. I've listed a few that I use in my classroom. My favorite one being word wall, think, pair, share, and video clippings. I use these on almost like a daily basis. It's like embedded in each of my lessons. The next part is formative assessment. is put in place to assess how scholars are learning the necessary knowledge and skills on a daily basis. They need to be assessed. The easiest way I do it in my classroom is via exit tickets. They do have quizzes at times, but majority of the times it will be via exit tickets, which I actually graded and put in the gradebook. They do have do nows and worksheets, but that was like a visual assessment that I do. It's not a number that they get or is put in my gradebook. The last part of stage 3 is the daily lesson plannings, learning objectives, key points, and assessment summaries. When you look at this last stage where you have learning objectives and TEKS, each day either has one objective at high rigor level or two objectives that cover content and skill at a lower rigor level. Each objective should be grade level appropriate. It should be manageable for the amount of time given and is measurable. The TEKS that will be covered that day are listed by number and description on the lesson plan. The key points, you have 3 to 5 key points per day and are written in the form of factual, student-friendly statements, and it clearly supports the objective and the TEKS of the day. The daily assessment is the exit ticket for the day's lesson. It is aligned to the daily objective and tests all part of the objectives. If you have any more questions, you're more than welcome to contact me via email at sfbal@uplifteducation.org. Thank you and have a great day.